Let's go, and then I need to do the vertical. All right, so all right, so let me just make sure that we have everything that we need. Okay, so I know I was supposed to come back about what, a week and a half ago, and I never did. It's not my fault. Let me explain. School's back in session, so the dream of building this within a month and have everything running obviously did not happen, and that's okay. We don't expect things to happen right away, right? We just do things and see where it goes from there. So now, with that being said, today I will show you a few things. I'm gonna show you where I left off with a build out and what I've been stuck with. And I've been stuck with the same thing over and over again. I've been stuck with this damn N98 automation for the website. So first thing I want to show you guys is what the website looks like now and where we left off. And hopefully all my ports are open. So when I launch this, you guys will be able to see the website as it stands. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So on the screen right now is the current version of the website, what we can do, what it shows, and everything that we need. So currently the website, if anybody comes in and looking to get a fair offer on their property, they can input any address and we have the calculation on the property that's being done automatically. So we don't even have to think twice or look at everything else. It pulls the comps for the area automatically and tells the person what their house is worth and what we're willing to pay for it. So let me put a random address on. So let's go with 2805 South Broward Boulevard. So that property is not found. Okay. So I'm going to look for something that I know exists. So it gives us the property that it believes that we're talking about. Start property review. Then you answer a set of questions, right? You're going to put the address again. Is it a single family or condo? It's a townhome. Is it owner occupied? Yes. Is it move-in ready? Yes. Does it have any issues? Well, the HVAC is kind of old, needs to be replaced. So you put in your note. Um, when do you need to move in? When do you want to close? As soon as practical. So it could be a month. And why are you making a sale? I'm just exploring. So right now, every single person here gets a evaluation and a code. John Doe 954 122 3251. JohnDoe.com. So how would you prefer contact? I want an email. I agree. So boom. We do this, you submit, and you create my property profile. While creating a property profile, so it tells us, it gives us a reference number for the property. Your property's information are being saved, so it walks the person through the entire purchasing process. And when they open the seller portal, so by the time they get to to that step, it's saying pending review, right? So it's not going to give them everything because on my end, I am missing a few things. So review property details. It's going to ask for photos. Once you upload the photos, then we can kind of take a look at everything. So I'll put 4 photos, HVAC. What else do I have? So now I upload these 3 photos. 3 photos uploaded. At this point, this is where we kind of left hang. We kind of left it to hang. Is where I need to code my AI bot or my system to look at these photos and from there be able to give us a full valuation on the property. So things like that, they're really tough to do, especially for me because I'm not really a coder, but you know, take the time and learn to do these things. So I don't know about y'all, but the road to 100 million, the road to 100 million is going to be long and arduous. So with that being said, let's log into our NI8 platform and try to finish what we're working on. Move this over here. All right. So these have been updated a week ago. So you have the conditional review pipeline, and and the lead orchestration pipeline. So this one is very easy. The lead comes in from the webhook, a route. Let me see. Just look at executions. So the lead comes in. Uh, time is at 7:10. So a lead comes in. Oh, wait a minute. Got you. I see what it's doing. So the lead comes in, and the lead checks for 2 things. It checks if the lead already has photos. If it doesn't, it goes to conditional review. If the lead is created, is true as the first time, then it calls the property evaluation line. So now when I go to property evaluation, this is where the fun begins. So that lead came in, the last lead came in, it had photos, it filtered the photo, it went through the entire system, but it got hung up somewhere. it got hung up at the stage of getting us the it didn't go through all the way. So I have to kind of look at where did that stage end. So the latest submission is this one at 1908. So at 7:30. Conditional review ready? False. That means the conditional review was not completed. So conditional review ready. So normalized valuation, conditional review is false. It's not ready. So it's supposed to go through here. Go through initial valuation, prepare the property outlook, validate the property, and then from there, go through this entire process to find the actual property value. It didn't do that for some reason. For some reason, it got stuck in the algorithm where it's supposed to give us the gist, but it didn't do that. So now the question is, how do I get this to be completed? Where is it that it's hung up? Where is it that it's making that mistake and not following through? So let me go through my filter. So the lead came in, it normalized the request, right? That means it gave an identity, it gave a lead ID, the time it occurred, the photos, the images. It went through what is the okay. So it went through all of these. What is the conditional review? So all of these got checked, right? The event, the property photos were updated. So because I added those last photos, it went through it and inspected the photo elements. So I know there's 3 photos there. Perfect. It knows that the conditional review was not done. So it should go to the filter, false, right? It goes to the filter, and the filter is the options are on the filter. It's whether it's kept or not. And that's the issue I have here. Route validation, need ID. So it came here, it got the photos, the conditional reviews, the initial evaluation is not done. So it's supposed to then go this way. So somewhere here, I have to fix that. I need to fix that portion for it to come out. And because that didn't come out the way I wanted to come out, then it doesn't make much sense. Oh no. It doesn't make much sense. So how do we fix that? What's the best way to fix it, y'all? So this you guys want to do some shadow work with me. Um, hopefully y'all want to stick around and do this with me. But for me right now, it's gonna be some shadow work, trying to get that done. Is that the Hermes vision analysis? By the way, if you're watching, say what's up. You know, say what's up. I'm just here. I know there's 2 of y'all right here. Just say hello. Don't just leave me hanging. Don't just leave me hanging. That would suck. With a rising toast. Okay, so let's solve this situation. Mm, So the first thing I want to do is execution. Let's look at the execution. Let's look at the execution because now that's my issue. So we're gonna get this down here. Let's download this. I just keep. Okay, so these are the nodes. So just so you know, this is what I'm looking at now. So you kind of have an idea of what I'm looking at. I'm staring at this. I'm looking at the line code of the nodes. So the cool thing about working at NI8, whether you it's your first time using NI8, first time if it's your first time using NI8 or first time the trying to see what is going on, NI8 is great because it allows you to do a few things. It allows you to see one what you're working on, how you're working on it. And the second thing it does, it also allows you to kind of see where things are going with your work. Are you on task? Did you mess up somewhere? Are you missing something? So with me looking at my NI8 file now, I'm able to see exactly where I left off and what I'm missing. Sorry, I don't want to keep having to look up. So I'm putting chat up here. Okay, so with my JSON file, I'm gonna go to my trusty helper, which is Chad GPT. Copy the JSON file. I travel to this. To find you. The sugar on your skin, the sweetest melanin, yeah. Ready, looking right. Okay. I will be around for the end of your night. So baby, while you're close, I'll be here by your side. So I'll have a hang up with my inner automation when submitting a property. I'm not getting the proper routing for that. It doesn't allow me to get the evaluation and then get the actual value with the photo added. I mean, for right now, this for right now, like again, we're all just learning how to code. So I don't know how to do it or what I'm doing. Again, I'm just kind of going through it for the next 3 hours, and you guys are stuck with me until 10 o'clock. Okay. All right. According to ChatGPT, it found the issue in my valuation, right? So it's looking at in the first structural problem, your photo path is not actually adding photo to evaluation. It becomes a branch after preliminary ARV, then sends the photo branch into Hermes. But there's no node that recombines Hermes finding the photos, evaluation, and results. That workflow literally ends at Hermes vision analysis on that branch. There's a secondary issue that I'm checking. The download photo review node changes the current item into a binary response. The Hermes node still tries to read a lead ID, and the JSON number. Get that, manger. I ate. Thank you. Those fields can disappear unless you explicitly preserve or reference them from an earlier node. So essentially, it's just saying that my structure sucks. I completely fucked up what I was trying to do, and that's okay. We live and we learn, right? Because if you don't learn from that, you're gonna look at every single mistake like it is what it is. So now I'm going to wait. I'm gonna ask it something. Can you upload entire JSON files completed to NI8 and let it rebuild the flow? So there's an idea that I didn't think about that. Okay. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, create the entire workflow JSON file based on what we have now, correct it, and give me a JSON that I can upload back to NI8. Only change what we need. You are now expert automation builder. So essentially, I want ChatGPT to go ahead and just recreate my JSON file. And all I have to do now is upload that JSON into the test. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, is anybody following? Because that way I can avoid making all these mistakes. Because if ChatGPT can go ahead and make that change for me, then I don't need to make that change. It's gonna happen automatically, right? Like I don't have to do anything. You can actually watch it work right there. It's kind of boring, but there's so much stuff you could do with NI8. Like when you try to build an NI8 workflow. And for those of you that don't know what N8, I keep calling it NI8. N8N is, it's like this boss way to build automation. So let's see if we can find a video that explains it.
If email feels like work, cut the time you spend in your inbox in half with professional mail from Hostinger powered by AI. Let your own AI mail assistant write.
N8N is an open source workflow automation tool that lets you connect apps, APIs, and custom logic into repeatable pipelines. Think of it as a programmable glue between services, like Zapier, but with developer level control and the freedom to self host. In N8N, you build workflows out of nodes, and a node is just one step. A trigger like a new email, an action like downloading an attachment, or a transform such as parsing an invoice. Wire nodes together visually, and you've created an automated process that runs whenever the trigger fires. These nodes handle the heavy lifting for common services like Gmail, Slack, Shopify, and AWS, but you can also call any HTTP API or run custom JavaScript when you need special parsing or logic. What sets N8N apart is flexibility. It supports conditionals, loops, and code nodes, so you can cover weird edge cases without forcing you into a one-size-fits-all product. Because it's open source, you can self-host for data privacy and avoid vendor lock-in, or use their cloud offering if you prefer convenience. There's a growing ecosystem of community nodes and templates, so you rarely start from scratch. And to showcase how easy it is to implement, let's try a little project. I want to create a daily automated process that pulls tech news from specific websites, summarizes them, and sends them in my Discord server along with the link to the full articles. First, we create a schedule trigger, then add an edit field node with our list of news sources in an array. Next, we use a split out node to extract each source individually, leaving us with multiple items as output. This output goes into an RSS read node, which pulls all the new articles from our sources. Since there are too many, we randomize with a sort node and then grab the first 15 using a limit node. Now the fun begins. We connect a basic LLM chain with a prompt to summarize the contents and link to the real article. For this, we grab a free API key from Google AI Studio to use the Gemini chat model. Finally, we connect the Discord node, drop in a webhook from our server, and just like that, we've got a daily tech news Discord bot in under 10 minutes. Here is how it looks inside the Discord server. This has been Spring Boot in almost 2 minutes. Thank you for sitting through yet another tech rant, and if you enjoyed,
So you see like how insane the things you could do with that. So your imagination literally becomes like the the only thing that's holding you back. So if you can imagine something in your head, if you have an idea for something in your head, if you like want to accomplish something, whatever it is, literally whatever whatever it is, you'd be able to just accomplish it in like less than a few days. So So the so here's a correction. The full submission reduce the payload to only 20 full fields, which would throw away parcel verification, set details. Download photos remove. I added a merge photo review. So the new path becomes calculate primary ARV, no photos, ready, estimate repairs, fetch the photos, take it to Hermes Vision, calculate seller API, and all these things. So the key design is that decision that Hermes does not change the ARV. Your comps continue to be determined by the ARV. I tested that the behavior with the workflow code itself works. I also preserve photo review, original MAO, everything is there. It's estimated sell to repair. So boom, let's go ahead and download that. See what ChatGPT cooked up. And the only reason I'm using this version is because I have ChatGPT Plus, so I don't have to pay for extra when testing these things, which is great that I don't pay for it. But now that I know there's a whole community of people that have already done this, let me go back to editor. Let me go and delete all these nodes. I'm going to put import from file, recent downloads. All right, let's go. Let's input this one and boom. So this is what it has generated for me. So now let's go to execution. Just gonna click this one. Let's see if I can re-execute. How do I tell it to re-execute again? No, I needed to, what I just downloaded. I need to, uh, can I do, how do I tell it to re-execute from here? All right, let's just do this. we're going to recreate another lead and try it again from this point on. So what is the thing I need? Sell to Darren. Boom. So let's start over. Let's start with let me see if I can find a Broward property address. Property for sale in Broward. Any property. Let's try any property. Whichever one comes up first. So let's try this one. We're gonna input this address right here. Oh, wait, before I do that, let's go right here. This is the new one. Publish this one. Publish. So this one is published, right? So boom, let's try this property address. Found a property, start my property review process. Continue. It's a single family home. It is owner occupied. Move-in ready. It's move-in ready. It has nothing needs to be done. Continue. Within 30 days. Just exploring. Sell owner, no. Rich guy. Too rich. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rich guy at gmail.com. By email, I agree and continue. Boom. Now we're going to open the portal, see what it has. So now it's in property review. So now is the section where I'm kind of stuck at. It's stuck in property review. So now let's see what we're reviewing. Let's refresh this execution. So we're going to refresh this and see where it's stuck. Because now, edit here. So it went through everything, but it went through everything the way it's supposed to go through it. But I didn't receive, there's something I didn't receive. I did not receive the actual property evaluation. For some reason, that valuation never came back to me. All right. So if I go back to our panel, the actual price of the property pending review, see, like it found the comps in the area. It get me the estimated resale prices, but what I'm missing now is the initial valuation for the cost that a person would see. So now let me go back to chat and tell it, great, we solved a lot of things here. So, but let me see something. Let me add the photos. If I add the photos now, boom, boom, boom. Let's just pick this. That's a random one. If we add the photos, does it find the photo? Is it able to now update with the photos? Haha. So if photos are added, but then we get this error. Okay, so let's go here. Let's do this. I want to get the error. So we get an error. After I add the photos, we get an error and it doesn't even run through the execution. It gets stuck here. It gets stuck at prepare property input, prepare verified property input. So now I got to tell chat there's two things wrong, not just one. It's missing the actual, where you at, chat? It's missing the actual, that's not what I wanted. Boom. I'm just give you guys something. Okay, let's do that. It's missing the actual valuation. So where's my chat GPT? Uh-uh. So there's a lot of things that I need that is missing right now. Oh boy. Can we fix that? Where is my actual chat GPT chat? That is this. I don't need to use that yet. This is I'm looking for that is the N98 video. What I'm looking for, I can't find it. Looking for my chat GPT actual chat mode. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Is anybody else here? Is it just me talking to myself? Yo, chat, if you're here, say what's up. Say what's up. Talk to me. All right. So you guys are not here. So we'll do this. I'm going to end this here and we'll talk tomorrow. I'll come back and try this again tomorrow. So it was a quick 30 of what I'm working on so you guys don't think I'm dead. Today was day 3. We're going to solve this issue. Next time you see me, we'll have a lot of it done. So be safe and thank you for joining. Peace.